What's up, guys? I'm Dante Miller, and here we are at San Diego Comic Con 2025, and here we're talking about 30 years of Disney villains. So stay tuned and enjoy.
Hello.
How you doing? I'm Dante.
Andreas, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. This is for you.
Oh, that was okay.
Alrighty. So, for the people at home, can you please introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, my name is Andreas Deja. I'm an animator, and I worked for Walt Disney Studios for 30 years, and worked on movies like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, The Little Mermaid, The Lion King, and many others.
Alright. So, as an animator, and a legendary animator at that, can you walk us through your approach to delivering a powerful but yet emotional presence through movement and design of each villain?
Yeah, I think the challenge is when you start on a villain character to not make him just bad. They just have to be interesting. They have to have something about them that is interesting. It's, for example, for Gaston, he was so in love with himself, it was pathetic, you know. It was all about him.
Yes.
So that vanity is a thing you can hang your hat on, and you kind of play all the scenes around that idea that he's all that matters. Jafar was very power hungry, and that power grew and grew. In the end, he wanted to be the most powerful genie. So there was that power hungry thing. With Scar, he just wanted the throne.
Yeah.
And he was going to do anything, even if it meant killing his brother, blaming his nephew. And of course, Scar had a sense of humor about him too. He loved being bad, you know. So they all have to show a personality that is more than just bad.
That's beautiful. So I know you have a project called Mamushka coming out. Can you give us a little bit of information about that?
Yeah, I decided to stay with hand-drawn animation because that's basically who I am, what I do. And so after I found myself, being by myself, just wanted to create a project that I would have fun with, and I created this story. It's almost half an hour long, so it's not a short film.
Okay.
But it's about a tiger cub being raised by a young girl, and as the tiger grows and becomes a big tiger, there's some trouble because there are some people who want to do him harm, and she's of course trying to save him. But it was so much fun because there was this wonderful thing that happened musically. I know this guy called Richard Sherman. He's passed recently, but him and his brother wrote all the songs to the original Mary Poppins Jungle Book.
That's beautiful.
The Aristocats. He offered to write a song for my film.
That is awesome.
So he wrote this lullaby that's the most beautiful thing, and that's the main musical theme in my movie.
That is awesome.
So it was just wonderful to work with him.
So when can we expect to see Mamushka?
It's going to be on 1 or 2 streamers just before the holidays.
Okay, awesome. Well, I can't wait to see that. I want to thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you. Enjoy. So,
Hi.
How you doing? Can I get you to introduce yourself for the audience that may not know you?
Yes, my name's John Ramirez, and I'm a former Disney animator and float designer.
So, with you being an animator, and you've been in the animation industry since back in the 90s.
Yeah.
With you seeing the ever-changing of technology and seeing people come up with different creative storytelling styles, how would you say the evolution of the depiction of a villain has changed?
Well, a depiction of a villain never changes. You know, they're selfish individuals, whether they're a human or a lion, and they have their own wants. And, you know, animating them is fun, but to live in that world, not so fun, right? But, you know, because it's art and they're part of a story, that's fun.
Okay. With you being talented as you are in animation, but you don't do just animation, like you said, you design floats, but you also has designed the worlds for theme parks as well. With so much creativity, what advice would you give to a person like myself that is an artist and that wants to become an animator but also has different creative aspects? What advice would you give to them to help them pursue their dreams?
Well, I was taught by some great artists, Frank Thomas, Ollie Johnson. They were 2 of Disney's 9 old men. I was taught by Chuck Jones, created Bugs Bunny and Wile E. Coyote, and my animation teacher, Dave Master. And he always said, if you learn the art and design principles, you can apply them to anything. And I have, right? Because even the microphones we're holding, the clothes we're wearing, the glasses you have on were designed by somebody.
Someone had to design it.
And they put those principles of art and design into practice, just in different forms.
That's true.
And so keeping that in mind, I felt I could design anything.
That's beautiful. Well, I thank you for that inspirational. That means a lot for me, and I thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy
nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you. For the ones that may not know you at home, can you please introduce yourself to the audience, please?
My name is Jim Cummings.
Of course.
It's good to see you, almost.
So as the voice of many iconic characters as Winnie the Pooh, Tigger, Darkwing the Duck, you also done the singing voices for Scar, and you also voice Ray ended his singing voice in
Oh, yeah.
Princess and the Frog. So how, being a man of many voices, how do you find balance in making each character their own individual character?
Well, I think in character. That it all starts with your soul, with your head. And it's and it's easier to differentiate. People say, "Well, how do you remember this? How do you remember that one?" I just think like Winnie the Pooh, and oddly enough, I've seen myself doing different characters, and you can turn down the sound, and I can tell you which character it is. Like Pooh stands like this, Tigger stands like this, that type of thing. And it's a body language, and it's a total immersion, and then and it seems to work.
That's beautiful. So being a legend in the game, what advice would you give to an aspiring young voice actor like myself?
Well, if you do great impressions of famous people, that's good. You never know. You could use it. If you do a terrible impression of famous people don't even know who it is. You got a new character, and you do good impressions of your aunt, your uncle, your cousin, your dad, your mom. Those are new characters because they're not famous.
That's true.
And so, jump in there and do it.
Thank you. Well, I thank you for your time, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your Comic-Con.
Same here. Break a lip.
Thank you. All right, guys, we just talked to some wonderful animators and the legendary Jim Cummings. He's the voice of all of our childhoods. But that's my entertainment. What's yours?